Well, hi. Today is Thursday, January 9th, 2025. I'm Todd Studer, and this is Morning Coffee. Update on the health. I'm feeling a lot better today. I think that it's finally running its course. A little bit of residue still hanging out in my voice. I kind of sound a little raspy in my head anyway. I don't know how well it's coming across. But I'm thankful to be feeling a lot better. I keep hearing from other people that this thing has caught them too. And it's kind of like a really bad cold and takes all the energy out of you. So if you get it, just know that you're looking at anywhere from 5 to 10 days from what I've heard before you're getting over it. Want to say thank you again to the AIM Institute for putting on this free web development class, and there's a link inside of the description to the show. However, time is running out to get signed up for this. It's going to start Monday evening, so you do need to get registered for the class. As I said, it is free, but it's more than a workshop. This class is a full 128-hour course, going to meet 2 nights a week online for 12 weeks. So go to the link at Eventbrite, and you can get signed up for this class. I think it's a great opportunity to possibly look into a new career. Prairie and Pine Real Estate is the real estate agents that you are going to need if you're looking at moving across the river, because they have offices in Council Bluffs, also in Omaha and in Lincoln. That means they need to keep a very clear understanding about everything that's going on across the region. So if you are looking to buy or sell right now, and I saw Mackenzie posted online on her social media accounts that they're starting 2025 off just really quickly. So already, like with 3 houses that's gone into contract already just here in the first couple of weeks. So go to prairieandpinerealestategroup.com to learn more about what they can do for you. And don't forget, while you're online, to go to foxcofab.com. Pick up some mugs, pick up some signs. You can also schedule Rick to turn your truck into a flatbed. What better gift could there be than that? Rick Graybill does some wonderful work with metal, and I've got a lot of his things around here. As I've told you before, that mug back there that has my name on it with the microphone, that came from Rick. I've got these business cards here these are metal, and they are very popular. When I hand these to someone, the first thing I hear is, wow, where'd you get that? That is really cool. So just a few of the things that they can do is go to foxcofab.com to learn more. Coming up in just a little bit, we are going to visit with Jacob Kuhl, Director of Member Relations for the Council Bluffs Area Chamber of Commerce. And we're going to be talking about some different events that are coming up with the Chamber, and also how things are going with all of the transition. Nearly a year now since the new staff is there and things are going in a different direction. I'm very optimistic about everything that I'm seeing. But it got me thinking about some stuff, and I am obviously an entrepreneur. I work for myself, and these are mostly the people that I hang out with. And I was curious as to what makes a business successful in a smaller town, in a smaller market. You know, Council Bluffs, yeah, there is 64,000 people, but trust me, it's a small town. It's a big small town, but it is still a small town, and we've got a lot of smaller communities all the way around there. And if you have ever been thinking about going into business or doing something on your own, it's different than doing it in a city. And I did some research and came up with a few tips of things to pay attention to if you are ever going to be going into business for yourself. And the number one thing you need to do is you need to know the market. You need to know where it is that you're going to be setting up shop and what's going on inside of that community. Is what you're doing needed in the community? Taking a look at the demographics, age, income, lifestyle. With the internet now, it's very easy to get all of that information. These are things you need to compile so you can get a good understanding about who it is that you want to sell your goods or services to. And then building strong relationships. There is nothing bigger than that. The clients that I have, these people are my friends, and we actually were friends before they became clients, because that is how you can grow a business, and it can't be fake. You can't just do lip service thinking, oh, well, I'll just pretend to be their friend so I can get their business. Now, people can sniff that out. It's about building relationships. And what better way is there to live your life than to just have a growing group of friends anyway? Also, community engagement is huge. I am a huge believer in that. A lot of things that I go do that I don't get paid for because it's just the right thing to do for the community and to be able to spotlight what's going on inside of the community. I continue to believe that. There are some businesses that don't go anywhere unless they get paid to be there. I am not one of those. I think that it's important to support the community that you live in, and that includes going to local events, whether I'm just there doing a webcast or possibly sponsoring. I've done both. Joining the Chamber of Commerce, which I have done. Collaborate with other local businesses. I've done that too. And all of these things have helped with the growth of Les Hills Media and Podcast. Something else to consider is, how are you offering a unique value? How are you differentiating yourself from those who you could consider your competitors? What is something that is unique that sets you apart, whether it's exclusive products, maybe a more personalized service or a unique customer experience, something that is uniquely yours that you can then go to new clients and say, hey, this is what I am all about. Also, you need to emphasize local appeal. So highlighting local sourcing, such as what Elisa does with the Occasional Collective and Trainer. A lot of the stuff that she gets is from Iowa, and I think it's all from the Midwest, but a lot of things coming directly from Iowa that she sells in her shop there at the Occasional Collective and Trainer. So that lets everyone know that she's a part of the community and she wants to be able to support right where it is that she lives. Word of mouth marketing is probably more important in small towns than it is in the larger cities, because that shows that you are building relationships. Word gets around. You know how it is in a small town. Everybody seems to just know everybody. So bad reputations can make it very, very difficult to do business. So understand that you are constantly building that reputation. And then, of course, you want to leverage all the same digital tools that somebody in a larger market would use, whether it is advertising on a podcast, which we do here, and I'd love to be able to talk to you about that. That's a little plug for me, but also a lot of things you can do on social media. And if you're not comfortable doing it yourself, there are other people that do that for you that are experts at that. And we've got them as sponsors here on the show, and we've got others in the community as well. There's a lot of folks out there that are really good at this that can help you be able to do that. And also, you want to your search engine optimization that needs to be designed for local searches. So there's a lot of different things that go into doing business in a small town versus in a larger city. And I would even consider, things are different in Council Bluffs than they are in Omaha, just based on the difference in the size. Similarities, yes, but they're still different. So you're doing business in Council Bluffs, you need to be thinking about that. I'll tell you what, why don't we go ahead and bring in our special guest for today? It's Jacob Kuhl, Director of Member Services with the Council Bluffs Area Chamber of Commerce. Good morning, sir.
Morning, Todd. How are you?
I am very well. Everything going still aces at the chamber. I know that you had the merger recently with the 712 initiative, and I know that everybody's been learning their new way around, and with 712 coming into the office, I'm sure that instantly made everything busier around there.
Absolutely. We're learning a lot about what they've done and accomplished and how we can help them and how they can help us. It's been great.
Well, we're going to talk about some of those things that are coming up. And I know that there's always events with the chamber, whether it be coffees or different events for people to get together and network. But the bigger event, the annual meeting, is coming up, well, just at the end of this month.
Yeah, we're really excited about that. We got some cool things going on with that event. So it's going to be pretty exciting. It's going to be well attended. I'm hoping to have about 450, 500 members.
Mm-hmm.
It's a meeting for the members. So there will be business that happens at the event, and it'll be good to let our members know what's going on with the chamber and what our plans are and how we plan to best support the businesses in the community and see where we can take it from there.
Back at the Mid-America Center again?
Yep, Mid-America Center, January
And
30th.
that's all coming up on January 30th. So,
Yes,
yeah, that's
sir.
coming up very, very soon. This is a ticketed event, though, right? Folks do need tickets to go.
They do, yes. So if you're a member, you get a ticket for $100. If you are not a member, it's $125. So not too much of a flex there. If you want to sponsor, we still have plenty of tables to sponsor. Currently, we're sitting at 29 table sponsors, so that's
Really?
pretty remarkable. We're really excited about that. It's going to be a really well attended event. We have a 360 photo booth, which is sponsored by the Council of Business Connections group.
Yeah, I'm a member of
Uh,
that group.
yes, you are, sir. I want to make sure we threw that in there. It's a great group. We're
It is.
excited.
Yeah, it
And
is.
then we also have a toast sponsor, which will be Doll Distributing this year. So that's pretty special too. We're really excited to do some cool things at the meeting and just get people excited to be involved with the chamber and be involved in the Council Bluffs community. So.
If someone wants to go and maybe they're a little uneasy about well, what's expected. I mean, what's the dress code, or is there a dress code?
The dress code this year is it's just dress to impress. I mean, it's gonna be a little bit more higher class, like
Hmm.
finer dining. We're gonna be popping champagne bottles to celebrate anniversaries and milestones. Businesses that have been in business for 1, 5, 10, 15, 25, all the way up to 50 years. So it's going to be a celebration for the businesses of the community, as well as we're giving awards for, Business of the Year, Nonprofit Business of the Year, Community Impact of the Year, and Council Bluffs Ambassador of the Year. So a lot of really cool things to celebrate that I think our community will really enjoy.
And also, I think that you talked about some of these things to celebrate. There's some wonderful companies
Yeah.
in Council Bluffs and in the surrounding areas, and they are doing tremendous work. And not only with what they're doing in their business, but then all of that is given back to the community and given back to the area. And they are supporting so many different things. You can see from, like you said, the multitude of table sponsors that you have at this event because they want to be able to support the community that they live in. And that's hugely important when it comes to running a successful business is you got to be able to give back. That's why we're all doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the chamber has a huge responsibility of keeping the businesses in our community informed of what's going on. Businesses spend so much time focusing on what they're good at that they don't have time to focus on what's going on in the community. And that's where the chamber wants to step up and make sure that we keep our businesses informed. They know what's going on with the housing crisis, or they know what's going on with community events and how they can network and get involved. And that's really what we want to do, is be a connector to resources for our community.
Also, coming up in, beginning in February, bringing back legislative coffees again. And this is kind of an important thing to be able to stay in contact with those that really have more to do with our lives than, sometimes you might have somebody from Washington, but most of the time it's going to be on a more local level and regional level.
Yeah. So last year was the first year, that was my first year. And the first thing I did was I started with legislative coffees. I knew nothing about what legislative coffees were. I attended the first one. I was like, wow, this is really cool. Like our state representatives, our local state representatives are here in person talking to our community about issues that most of the people are unaware of, or if they're attending this event, they want to know more about it. So it's really cool that the state representatives. We have to remember they are our community members. They are our neighbors. They're our friends. They're fathers. All those things. So no matter how much we can disagree with policies or political views, they're still our neighbor, and we still want to support them. So them coming to the legislative coffees, which are open to the public, hosted on Saturdays, 9 to 10:30 a.m., easy to come to. We always have great donuts and coffee, and you get to be informed by your local leaders who take the time out of their busy lives to make sure that our public knows what's going on with the current issues.
Is the location always the same or does that move around?
It it is typically always hosted at Wilson Middle School. We did have one event last year that we did at the Council Public Library.
Okay, but all of this is available on the Chamber's website, and you can go through and look at events and find all of this stuff out.
Yep, it is. So it'll be on our chamber events calendar, and it'll also be on our community events calendar since it is open to the public.
And also, it seems like we're just now entering into the dead of winter, but plans are in place for the unofficial kickoff to spring, which we have in Council Bluffs, the Shamrock Shuffle. Sometimes it's just cold. Sometimes a couple of years ago, there was an ice storm just before they ran.
Yeah.
And it was like sleet coming down. And
I sat that one out. I
yeah,
said,
I
no,
was
thanks.
outside just freezing my tail off. But it's the cool thing about this too is it's a timed event and it's an official event. So you get people coming to this that they are wanting to get those times in, and they're coming in from outside of the community.
That's correct. We get people from all over coming to our Shamrock Shuffle. It's an incredibly fun event. I always have a blast. I've been doing it for the past 5 years or so, and I've never had a bad time. You get through the run, and then you get to have some beverages with the friends, and you feel like you've accomplished something, and it's only 10:30, 11 a.m. So
And it's
it's
not
a good event.
necessarily, yeah, there's also people just walk it. I mean,
Yeah.
there are some folks that do that.
Yep.
And it starts right on the 100 block. And see, I'm trying to remember. It goes down, does it go down Main Street? Where does
It
it
does. It
and
goes down
circle around?
Main, down to 6th, and then it turns around right by the Habitat Restore area down there,
Yeah.
right by the old train yard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we'll
Which,
turn around there. There's also a really cool leprechaun chase for the kids, which is always really fun to watch. We have our leprechaun running, and the kids chase him down and try to beat the
mm-hmm.
leprechaun at a 100-yard dash. It's just really fun to watch.
Yeah, it's a good way to check out who the athletes in 10 years are going to be, because
Yeah.
there's usually some kids that are just like lightning fast.
Yeah.
And you
You just look at
know.
him, you're like, whose kid is that?
Yeah.
All right.
So somebody has been, well, we'll leave the human growth hormone thing out of it, but no, that's not true. Is taking signups already for that? Can
We
people
are.
get registered
Registration
for
is
it?
open. Yep. Early bird registration is open. They can contact myself, Lindsay, call the chamber offices. We're always available. We'll help you out. There are table sponsors. If you want to be a table sponsor, have a booth. There's a lot of opportunities to get involved with the Shamrock Shuffle. And if you're curious, please reach out to me.
I wanted to touch base with you, Jacob, before we wrap things up today. Just about, you've been at this now for close to a year, and are you getting any feedback yet for the direction that the chamber's taking? Are you starting to hear some things from the community and local businesses that are paying attention to the direction that all of you are working so hard to go?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of feedback throughout the past 9 months I've been involved with the chamber, and it's all been really good feedback. They're telling us where it was in the past, where it was when we took over, and where it's going now. It's not an easy process, Todd, at all. We're trying to build something that makes an impact on our community, and that takes time. We're all new to this, and we're, like you said, we merged with the 712 Initiative. We're learning everything about their economic development side. We're building strength with our partners throughout the community to know that they can trust and that we have their best interests in mind. It's not, just one-sided anymore. We want to be catered to everyone. So the direction is all going to be unveiled at the annual meeting, and I can't get into it too much.
Mm-hmm.
But just come to the annual meeting and hear what we have planned for the future, and I think you'll be very excited.
Well, and also, you and I have talked about this before, that it's nice when you hear good news, and it's nice when you get accolades and people reach out to you and say, "Hey, great job," and pat you on the back and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
But
people
that's
don't
not
get it enough.
yeah, but at the same time, that's not really what your job is about, because you want to know where things need improvement, because
Mm-hmm.
it's you're working in your office and all of us are out here in the business world, and
Mm-hmm.
you need to hear from all of us in order to be able to know exactly what it is that we need from you.
Absolutely. That's what we're here for. We want to make sure that businesses are advocated for and represented, that we want to give them networking opportunities to make the connections that they need to be successful. We want to make sure that they have up-to-date knowledge on what workforce trends are happening in our community and what the talent pipeline looks like for the future. And we are here to develop leaders. We want to make sure that we have good leaders in our community and make sure that they have a structure that when they join boards for nonprofits or any boards in our community, that they know how to operate a board and to make that business successful instead of just being on the board for notoriety or, a claim to fame. It's much bigger than that, and that's what we want to help our community realize is that there's so many ways that we can impact our community, and what better way than just reaching out to the chamber and learning what your benefits are and how you can take advantage of these.
You touched on something right there with what the benefits are, because it's you can have them there and you can have them available to the businesses, and whether it be a small or a large business, but the business still needs to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Like the coffees when you get together once a month. Next one's coming up, I think, next Tuesday.
It is the 14th. It's hosted by Quarry Management. Yep. We're really
Right.
excited.
Right. So getting together with that, you can meet people. I have actually garnered business from those things, and people that I didn't know were there. And then they find out that I exist because they didn't know that I was here. And it comes to that. Or sometimes you just get to meet some great people in the community and you just begin a relationship. And I am, we've talked about this before, that I'm a huge believer in chambers of commerce, regardless of where it's at. It's a way for a business to be able to support the community that they're in. And that's what this is all about. We're all trying to make everybody's lives better.
Yeah, absolutely. And I appreciate that testimonial. People ask me all the time, what can we do for the chamber? And the biggest thing is just utilize your benefits. Ask me, what are the other things that I can take advantage of that's going to make me successful? Because once they realize, oh, I have this benefit, and they use it and it opens up a door for them to improve their business, they're going to spread the word themselves. The Council Bluffs community has community champions all throughout it, and they support the Council's Chamber of Commerce. And the best way that we can build that is continually support them as well. So it's a two-way street.
Well, and I know you've talked about it before too, that part of your job is connecting people.
Mm-hmm.
And so you know a lot more about what businesses are in town than I do. So, if I have a need for something, shoot off an email or something and say, hey, here's what's going on. Do you know of anybody or anything that can be done? And I know you've done that. You've been very helpful with that.
If I don't know, I will find out for you.
Exactly.
It's like a fun game for me just to kind of put the puzzle pieces together and see what I can do.
Well, the annual meeting coming up on the 30th at the Mid-America Center. Is there a cutoff time for tickets? We want to make sure that people get those in the time that they need to.
Yeah, absolutely. So the cutoff will be January 22nd, I believe.
Okay. So because you need to know how many is going to be there. And
absolutely. We got to get a head count for food and drinks. Right. And yep, absolutely.
Yeah, and make sure that traffic flow and everything else. I've been to a few of these things, so it seems like you can kind of get clumps of people and kind of get congregated. You got to spread them out. That's the idea.
It can be a packed house, that's for sure.
Absolutely. All right, Jacob Cool, Council Bluffs Area Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much for your time. Always great to talk to you.
Thank you, sir.
And looking forward to seeing you at that next coffee.
Yeah, can't wait.
We'll have Jacob on again, and I'm really looking forward to it. A lot of great information from him, and I'm also looking forward to being at that annual meeting that's coming up at the MAC on January 30th. I wanted to give you a couple of more tips on doing business in a small town versus in a larger city. After I tell you about Sprout Marketing Solutions, Kelsey Rollins has grown her business rather quickly over the last year. And the reason for that is because she is seeing success and she's getting results for her clients. So if you go to sproutmarketingsolutions.com, you should talk to her and find out just exactly what Kelsey and her team can do to help your business with your online marketing. Could be direct mail. There's a lot of different services that she offers. So it's all available on sproutmarketingsolutions.com. And thebestwrestler.com is the website for The Best Wrestler. George Ivanov has a facility over by the Mid-America Center, and it's one of the best wrestling clubs around. And he has a lot of successful young people going through his program. I've been watching and following him on social media, and we're seeing he's posting results from the tournaments that they go to. So if you're not doing that, I would recommend it. These are local kids that he's working with, some across the river in Nebraska, a lot of them right here in Iowa, and they're going to national tournaments and doing extremely well. That is just a testament to what George Ivanov is building. And go to thebestwrestler.com, learn about his 3 pillars, and then set a time to go in and talk to him if you have a young person that's interested in wrestling. Well, I told you there was a couple other tips that I wanted to give you for doing business in a small town versus a bigger city. One is stay consistent, and this really applies to both ways, but I think it's even more important in a small town that people need to know that you're going to deliver consistently. You maintain regular hours. They know when you're going to be open. If there's a question, well, I don't know if they're open or not, then chances are they're not even going to look and find out. So that's just one of the small things that you can do in order to be able to stay consistent. And building trust, of course, in a small town, trust and reliability are absolutely critical to long-term success. And then giving back to the community that you live in. When people see you out and about and they see your business logo on the local baseball team's uniforms or anything that is giving back to the community, those are the types of things that strengthen the community and also strengthen your relationship with the community for your clients. So giving back is a huge part of it. Could just be some volunteer work. There's all these different service organizations that are looking for volunteers, and trust me, they would be very happy to put you to work. And yeah, we're all busy, but at the same time, these are the types of things we need to plug into our daily lives in order to live a more full and enriched life. There, I'm down off my soapbox again. Well, that's going to wrap things up for this Thursday morning edition of Morning Coffee. I need to get out of the studio because it's Thursday, and after a long break, well, it was a couple of weeks, but the Council Bluffs Business Connection is meeting again this morning, and if you have a business and would like to visit, send me an email, toddstuder@gmail.com, and if after visiting, if you think, hey, this is a group that I would like to be able to join then with my business, then I will get you in touch with our president, Blake Hunter. He's with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. And he also has a podcast. It's called Hunting Home. I highly recommend it. It's very entertaining and very informative. Blake does a really good job of reaching out into the community and helping us learn more about what's going on in real estate. So again, the name of that podcast is Hunting Home. Hope you have a great Thursday. One more day to go before the end of the week. My name's Todd Studer. We'll see you again tomorrow morning.